All right. There we go. I start na. This is for a market recap ng week of October 30th and what to expect, this is all ideas. So I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Brian. I am part of a group. It's called Hunters. And what we do is help and mentor people. We do guidance. We provide ideas on how to trade markets. Disclaimer lang po, hindi lahat ng binibigay namin, it's all ideas. It's not financial advice. Any trade na makikita natin and any guidance na makikita natin para sa mga to, it's up to the individual as a trader to take these trades. Hindi namin ito trade ang pera nyo. Hindi namin hihingi ng pera nyo para i-trade namin. It's all up to the individual. Ang goal namin is to help people to become self-sufficient as far as trading, kung ano yung mga tinitingnan. Dito sa session na to, ang gagawin ko lang is to show kung ano yung nakikita ko sa markets and ano ba yung mga tinitignan ko sa markets. Price-wise, I don't particularly use indicators. I use volume, I use ATR para sa mga preferences ko as reference sa mga tinitignan kong items. And those I discuss pagdating sa mga mentoring sessions para sa mga members namin. So let's get on with it. Last week is a very, very nice move para sa mga crypto, para sa markets. And the reason why is because last week natetest na yung mga downtrends and some of them actually broke some downtrend segments, some downtrend pricing. Kailangan na lang natin makakita na mas magandang closing above those prices. Sa daily time frame, BNB did that. Wala akong camera ngayon. I've been playing with the lighting and the background. Unfortunately, masyadong masakit sa mata, so I opted to take off sa camera. Now, let's go into what we're gonna be looking at. For now, let's look at ForEx Factory para sa mga reports for this week. This week, ano ang mga hinihintay natin? Congressional election sa US ng November 8. So that can move prices depende sa sa party nila kung ano yung mga tinitignan nila. That can move prices maybe, let's say, parang si Trump, Russia supposedly, no, I'm not saying that's a proven fact, pero Russia, he has connections, Japan or whatever, so it can move forex. It definitely can move forex. Stocks definitely will move stocks. And then Wednesday, wala masyado crude oil. If people trade crude oil, yes, that's gonna move crude oil and 10-year bonds. Thursday, November 10 is CPI. So yan yung kailangan natin tignan. 8:30 AM, that's Eastern Standard Time. I'm a US-based trader. So sa mga nasa Philippines, you're ahead 12 hours. So that's gonna be 8:30 PM sa Thursday, November 10. And the rest would be consumer sentiment sa Friday. If you're not aware kung ano ang Forex Factory, dito nakikita ang mga reports, upcoming reports na makakaapekto sa mga US markets or global markets, hindi lang US. You see CNYs, China, CHFs is Swiss, Euro, GBP, forgive me if I'm wrong pagdating dun sa CNY and Swiss. I know Canada, CAD is Canada, AUD is Australia, JPY is Japan. Okay, anyway, tinitingnan ko lang yun. Have to be aware kung ano yung mga reports na mag-i-increase ng volatility ng markets. Hindi pwede na you're trading and you're blind. Now, Bitcoin has shown us a good move up. It actually started na October 22. If we trace uptrends para sa Bitcoin, we can consider this as the uptrend segment, and it's holding, which is a good sign. So kung mahilig kayo sa micro details, yan yung uptrend na nakikita sa daily time frame ni Bitcoin. Your resistances will be this area right here. And your main support, your first initial support is this area right here. So sa daily time frame, it's trading tight. Nasa gitna tayo. Anong gusto natin makita dyan? It's a break above this and a close above this. So kailangan niya ma-invalidate yung resistance. Price-wise, I'm looking at 21,820.3 as a potential start to look for shorting area. The reason behind that is simple. Lahat to buying. You'll see this area right here as buying. And lahat dito, it keeps on pushing up. Unfortunately for Bitcoin, this one candle nung September 13, it deleted all of this buying. Saan nagsimula ang breakdown ng buyers? Dito nagkaroon ng strong buying to push it up. And yung selling, if marami pang buying dito, hindi dapat nag-breach pababa. So dito, for sellers to have gone through this area, maraming naging sellers dyan to actually deplete and delete lahat ng buying orders. Okay? That simple reason. Pagdating sa candles, I explained that sa mga members namin over and over again. I just don't like things complicated. Sa simula, it doesn't make sense. Kasi kapag pumatong ka sa trading world, ang una mong tinitignan is indicators. Ang tinitignan mo is nasaan yung mga movers, yung mga anong coin ang pinapakita ng isang app as a breakout move. Personally, I like looking at those as references, pero at the end of the day, it's all about prices. So I trade using price action, and I trade execution style ko is retracement. Kung gusto niyo malaman yun, we teach that. Okay? May mentoring program kami. Just check with the coaches pagdating sa pricing. Now, Bitcoin. Saan ang buying? Saan nagsisimula ang buying? Buying for me starts here at the price of 27.96, and it's trying to breach that. Second area is 2472.1. Okay? Diyan nagkaroon ng imbalance ng demand and supply. So at the end of the day, if we go micro, if we go lower time frames to our time frames, ang idea for me is to look for buying below those areas na tinitignan ko, inside the support, inside the resistances. So shorting inside the resistance, buying inside the support. If those areas break, nandun yung disclaimer, if this is an idea, then that just means it could be right. If we're right, we're gonna make money. If we're wrong, potentially we're gonna protect our capital. I'm not saying we're gonna lose money. There's a way not to lose money if you're wrong. Kailangan lang alam mo yung ginagawa mo sa platform na ginagamit mo. If you're not studying, if you're just going with the flow, if you're just hindi naman to parang perya na kapag nilagay mo yung pera mo tapos na lahat. Kapag nandiyan yung pera mo, you definitely have courses of actions that you can take. Now, that's for Bitcoin. Ethereum. So in a previous session, I mentioned Ethereum has the good buying opportunity. Going back sa August area niya or June area niya, ito yung uptrend ni Ethereum. So if you're studying trends, that's good. Ito yung lower high and higher low area ni Ethereum. Itong malaking area na to. So as long as this area holds, what Ethereum can do to honor this uptrend is to make a new higher high and break above, not 2012, pero 2030 flat, 2030.00. Kailangan niya ng support for a daily uptrend, and it's doing that. Ang hindi ko lang nagugustuhan sa ginawa niya is, although it's a trend segment na ginagawa niya, right now it's sideways inside this uptrend, wala siyang clear downtrend sa near look niya. In a higher view, weekly trend, definitely meron tayong downtrend. So, depende sa inyo kung paano nyo gagawin yung trend segments nyo. Pero, yeah, definitely meron tayong weekly downtrend sa Ethereum. If I go back further, ito yan. And hindi kasama to. Ito yan. It's not been tested yet. So, here's the good and the bad. If it goes up above 2151, then we're in a downtrend test sa weekly time frame. The higher the time frame, the stronger it is. Kasi it's gonna play out longer. So, yun yung mga ideas na yan. Daily time frame, meron tayong uptrend na maliit. So, this is the question for Ethereum. Is this uptrend a correction just to get us to that downtrend and then drop us again? Or is this uptrend the reversal ng lahat ng yan? Either or could work. I'm not saying that I'm biased to something, pero definitely I'm a retail trader. I would like to be a buyer. And I would love for the markets to reverse. Kasi may mga hinuhold din ako. So, it's all about where you are. Kung shorter ka, kung short-term trader ka, you can short it. Pero, why would you do that? You just have to have the idea to back that up. All right, resistances for Ethereum near term. This is the first resistance above 1700. Then the second resistance is above 1818. All right, ang idea dyan is if Ethereum tests this area, it could potentially start dropping. Okay, again, support is right here below 1277. So if it drops and it keeps on dropping, as long as it doesn't breach 1005.00 daily time frame, uptrend is still true. Just it's gonna be playing on a sideways move, and it's probably gonna try and just play in that sideways move. Trend trading is nice kapag nahuli niyo yung mga trend na yan. Meaning nasa pinakababa kayo bumibili or sa pinakataas kayo nagsa-short. So trend-wise, Ethereum is a pang-uptrend. Another support area, 1371 to 1322.25. So if it goes down here and it goes, ang idea ng trend is if it's gonna keep on doing it. It's gonna keep on doing its trend until it breaks. So ang idea dito is if it goes down here, it's gonna bounce up and probably hit the resistance if hindi niya pa i-test niyo yun to. This is a daily time frame, so it's gonna play out a lot longer. Sa mga interested sa mga lower time frame trades, you can refine that to hour time frame, 1 hour, 15 minutes, and dyan yung mga entries. So depende sa inyo yan. For this session, it's just an idea. Ano bang pwedeng gawin niya? Anong next? What's next? Ang importance ng last week and the week before is it's holding the buying pressure. So this was the previous resistance. Okay, it's not closed above this resistance yet. Okay, that means merong selling pressure dyan, pero it's holding. The price is holding above or it's holding around that area. That means the sellers are being absorbed. And this was a previous resistance na blow through lang nung October 26, 27. So that's a good sign para sa mga long-term perspectives ng mga buying. If you're a buyer and you're looking at this, you should be happy. Ngayon, ang idea ng market is it goes up and down. It goes uptrend, downtrend, sideways. It's gonna fluctuate. So, it can go down, pero we have some supports now that's formed. Unlike the previous days na puro range lang tayo, na puro selling lang ang idea, na kasi meron tayong resistance pero mahina ang mga supports. BNB. Ito ang pinakamalaking item na nakita natin. Previous session, I mentioned ang downtrend ni BNB for its weekly downtrend is this. The price. as of June, I believe, or August, I've been mentioning na ang kailangan niya i-break is 337.88. Okay? The price is now breached 337.88 sa daily time frame, and it closed above 337.88, meaning selling has been depleted dun sa area na yon. So, buyers are stepping in. Now, for a value buy, kailangan natin ng pullback. You're gonna hear that over and over again sa trading journey nyo. Buy the dip. Okay? I'm not saying do it now, pero I'm definitely saying there's potential to buy the dip. Medyo magulo ang trend nito sa daily time frame. Kasi if I'm looking at daily time frame trend, ito lang tinitignan ko. So, there's definitely room to drop. Okay? Yan ang low eh. That's the low, and this is the higher low. And then it kept on going. Hindi niya pa tinetest tong high na to. So, 276.65, I would consider this as my support area for now until we can get more confirmation. So, weekly trend, it's easier. So, weekly trend, definitely that's the support area. Ang uptrend is this. That's the uptrend. So weekly, this would be the support. It's 270s. So hindi siya masayang tingnan kasi masyado siyang malayo sa price na ngayon. We're just gonna have to wait and look. We're gonna have to wait and see. Ang test area is, for the weekly trend, ang test area is below 336.90, which is nice. So already trying to test that. Pero sa weekly time frame ko yung tinitignan. Meaning, if BNB does this, then lalayo pa tayo sa test area. It's not gonna be valid as an initial test. Sa daily time frame, it can go lower, that's fine. Now, resistance-wise, ang area of resistance for BNB, it would be starting to be approached. This area, 370. So sa mga short ideas, this is the first area na tinitingnan ko sa ngayon, 370s and then up to 431. Lower time frame, definitely maraming ideas dyan for shorting. And definitely it could be strong kasi matagal na tong area na to na naghihintay. So orders are piling on dyan sa area na yan. Pero again, markets are trying to reverse. If you see a reversal like that, hindi mo gusto yung humarang. So at this point, I would consider shorting. If you're taking the long-term areas, yung mga May areas na yan, April areas, I would say confirmation trade. And I would not go lower than an hour time frame para sa mga areas na yan. And moving on to ForEx, EURUSD. Okay, EURUSD. On a previous session, I mentioned this. Okay, this is the support area for EURUSD. This is a potential area of buying for EURUSD. Sa mga nakakita nung session na yun, see how the price reacts. The drop in siya and it goes up. Okay? Resistance does not change. Ito pa rin yung resistance area natin. Just above 0.99996. And then this green line. Masyado mahaba. 1.019 na lang sasabihin ko. At the end of the day, wala pang ginagawang ganun katindi sa Euro, USD. So the trend has not broken pero it's trying to confirm the uptrend. Okay, the downtrend has not broken. Ano yung sinasabi kong downtrend? Sa mga hindi nakakita nun, Euro USD weekly time frame has been going down as of 2022. As of 2021, it's been going down. So Euro is weaker against the strong dollar. Sinasabi ko strong dollar kasi karamihan naman against the dollar mas mahina at this point. So daily time frame, same resistance. This area is a good area for shorting in my opinion. This 2-week formation is a good shorting area in my opinion. Just take it as confirmation entry kasi ngayon it's trying to keep the uptrend. If shorting is true, if it's still gonna go down and continue going down, ang idea nun is once it hit this resistance area, it's gonna drop and delete the uptrend, pero it has not done that yet. If near-term buying, tapos na tayo sa daily time frame, I would say this area. I would take a look at this area. Choppy tong area na to sa 2-hour time frame, but definitely we clean it up. Pwede sa 15-minute time frame yan, or sa 1 hour, or sa 30-minute, maybe 3-minute time frame. And we could potentially find an area of bounce, meaning na kapag nag-drop in yung market dyan, it's gonna bounce up. Maganda naman yung ginawa niya. Yes, we have criterias pagdating sa mga trade ideas na ginagawa namin. So if it goes down here, it's gonna bounce up for a quick 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 trade. Depende sa ginagawa natin. If it's a swing trade idea or an intraday trade idea, meaning hourly income idea. So at the moment, I'm looking at that area. I would like for the price definitely to close above this before taking that area as a buy limit. Kasi sa ngayon, ang trading area natin, ang trading segment natin is this. Itong buong to. And right now, mukhang tapos na tong trading segment na to. So sideways, choppy, ang sideways action usually. Just be aware of that. USDJPY. I mentioned this previously. Masyadong mataas ang USDJPY. Okay? This area, this blue area, I think it needs to be invalidated. Matagal na nagko-consolidate ang price dito, and kung titingnan ko ang time frames, kung titingnan ko ang trends, nandito siya sa baba ng 139.394. As long as it holds above 130.396, I'm okay to consider na uptrend ang USDJPY. USD is strong. Japan yen is on the weaker side. Kaya USD on the left, yan ang currency na binibili natin against the JPY. So kapag nagtatrade kayo ng ForEx, you're buying one, you're selling one. You're buying USD and selling it to the Japan yen. Kaya ganyan yung itsura niyan. USD is strong, Japan is weaker. Shorting idea, it's starting to form, pero wala pang clear. For a resistance area, I would say andito yung resistance niya. It's not clear yet. I would prefer for the price to break below this, which is 145.60. No, that's not right. Okay. There we go. 145.108. So I'd like to see a price close below this para makakita ako ng idea for shorting USDJPY. Sa daily time frame. Sa lower time frame, most likely meron. Let's see. This looks like a trap. 1 hour time frame, trap area, 148.571, 148.851. Looks like a reaction too, so just take it with a grain of salt. As I said, this is on an uptrend. It's a strong buy, pero it's starting to try and show weakness. Nearest term selling would be here, 147.232, 147.527. As long as this area holds, it can potentially push this market lower. GBPUSD. Again, GBPUSD, it looks similar pagdating sa EURUSD. That just means it's not just a currency ng euro against the US dollar. It's actually the currency ng US dollar that's changing. It's not the currency ng GBP or ng currency ng euro. So nagkakaroon ng correction ang USD as it seems like it. GBPUSD is on a downtrend. Anong kailangan mangyari? It needs to hold the uptrend and break the downtrend para magkaroon ng extra volatility. Pero as far as buying, it already triggered. Itong support area na to. Lower time frame, if we can get an idea of buying or shorting dito, I would prefer the short side. This area right here looks like a potential trap. 1.15772. The distal ng area is 1.16239. If price breaches 1.16239, that's not essentially a bad thing. Ibig sabihin lang noon, it's trying to hold this uptrend. So may uptrend na nangyayari inside a downtrend. This is the support area. Resistance-wise, kung magtitingin tayo ng resistance for this, it's here. This is the downtrend test. If this downtrend is true, it's gonna go lower. 1.03595. So it's gonna make a new low kung totoo pa rin tong downtrend na to. Now, I'll go over stocks. As mentioned sa description, I'm gonna go over the equity indexes. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam nito, this is the US market. Equity indexes is just a basket of stocks na, let's say, mutual fund sila. They trade and they're heavily traded pagdating sa stocks. Kung hindi mo alam kung anong bibilin mo isang singular stock, buy equity indexes. Ito yung Dow Jones. They have a lot of stocks in them. I think 200 if not 500 if I'm not mistaken. Resistance area has been breached. Ito yung resistance initially and then ito ngayon it's trying to go back up. Ito yung area na nagpa-drop ulit. Pero the good news is hindi niya na-breach tong support area na to. Sa weekly time frame, I plotted this area months back, 295.87, 261.41. This is just based on trend. Masyadong malayo ang tinitingnan ko para sa trend kasi nagkaroon ng bear cycle drop as of January 2022. Yung market na to, it reached a high and it kept on dropping. Ano ibig sabihin nun para sa markets? Yung mga stock na under this, it's dropping as well. So, now it's trying to do a correction. Okay? Ang pinaka high point price is 343.09. If it breaches that, that is going to be a nice time to start looking for a drop and then start buying or average up if you're already if nakabili ka na below. Anong importance ito sa ibang markets? As you are aware, kapag ang usapan is markets, it's not just crypto. Laging nahahalo ang stock. So there's momentum in the stock world pagdating sa US stocks. It affects the other markets. Kapag green ang stock market sa US, usually they're gonna try and make other stock markets green kasi in industries, they share the same signals. Unless, competitor sila. So, I can understand that. Pero, US markets ako, so I'm gonna show you US markets. Dow Jones, I would say buying would be good dito sa baba. This would be my first support, 308.38, 302.01, near-term support. Of course, if that support does not hold, if it just gets blown through or mas marami pang selling na mangyari, I'm okay. As long as this green price to 61.41 does not get destroyed. Paramihan lang naman ng orders yan sa market. Unfortunately for retail traders, we don't have that exact money pagdating sa trading to move the markets. Pero what we can do is actually find kung nasaan nagtatrade yung money na yun. Banks and institutions. This is QQQ, Nasdaq market. Unfortunately, the resistance held. I would have loved for the market to just have destroyed this area. Why? Kasi Nasdaq is one that I like. It's technology heavy. So nandyan yung Square, nandyan yung Intel, so maraming markets nandito sa Nasdaq, more on tech. Resistance on the weekly is 290.87, 311.08. Bakit ako nagpunta sa weekly time frame for that resistance? Because at some point, if buying starts to hold, this area has been tested multiple times. So I'm hoping, or not hoping, idea ng trading with price action. This has held and sold and sold. What's the next idea? It's to go past this area, trigger this area, and this area is just inside the weekly time frame. It's coinciding with the weekly time frame. So support wise, nandito tayo sa baba. High time frame resistance nandito sa taas. If I go on a weekly time frame, personally tingin ko dapat balikan ni Nasdaq ang price na to 251.15. If it goes back to this price, then buying would maybe accelerate or give it a good bounce. Katulad ng ginagawa niya sa area na to. So I'm looking back 2020s as far as data. Kasi nag-start din to ng 2021, it reached its peak and then it started its decline ng 2022. That's for Nasdaq. At the moment, shorting is in favor for Nasdaq. It's one of the weaker indexes. Merong apat. Merong S&P 500, merong Dow Jones, merong Russell 2000. Small caps ang Russell, so I don't really look at that. S&P 500 has 500 stocks na tinatrade nila. It hit a weekly demand zone. So right now, it's trying to stay up. And now, hoping that it's the bottom, it's trying to keep its uptrend. Ito ang support area for S&P 500. This would be the resistance area, first resistance area. It's been tested. So it's gonna play in between these sections. Ito ang second resistance area. That's a gap. So usually gaps get filled. So, ang idea ng gap sobrang dami ng orders na nangyari dyan. So once it gets filled, it's gonna drop the market again. Depende sa approach, depende sa gagawin ng market. We can only wait. We can only see. Wait and see kung anong gagawin niya. And then we'll get ideas based off of that. Right now, wala masyado. This is a daily time frame, so wala masyado movement. Definitely, there's volatility sa mga markets na to. Pero at this time, we're good. We're in the sideways motion. Kung gusto niyo ng buying, I would highly suggest just wait for it to drop down sa support area ulit. And then, right now, na sinasabi lang bear cycle tayo, ang idea ng buying, there has to be two. Okay? There has to be two. You can't just buy one stock and just leave it alone forever. You have to add. You have to add and add. If you're gonna buy on a bear cycle, what you're looking for is the bottom. Ibig sabihin, be ready to average down. Don't put in everything at once. Just keep that in mind. Kasi if it drops again, the price is gonna be lower. So buy again. And if it drops again, buy again. If it starts to reverse and the price goes higher, what are we gonna do? We're gonna buy again. Until we're satisfied with our goals and objectives, depende yan sa tao, then we start to look to sell. That's for long-term holding. I'm not suggesting volatile stocks para sa ganun. You have to organize your portfolio. Okay, let's go over FANG. FANG is something to remember kapag nagtatrade ka ng stocks. So FANG is Meta, previously Facebook. So it's an acronym. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. Yan yung mga pinakamatataas yung market capitalization at that time na nabuo yung acronym na yun, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. Depende kung ano yung ginagawa nila, kung bakit nila nabuo yun. So Meta, bumagsak siya, wala pa siyang bangon sa ngayon. Pero right now that there's a gap, I'm okay buying it here, 91.39. And I would stop buying if it goes below 88.09. And then I would look for another area buying below that. Okay, right now I would not do anything. Shorting, this area looks interesting, 97.51. And then, there's a gap. Kailangan niya i-fill yung gap na yan. I would love to short it dito sa 128.53. Depende sa gagawin ng market, depende sa approach niya dito sa area na to. This area may be preliminary, pero ultimately, I would like to buy here and possibly short or sell dito sa area na to. Apple, yan, napapakita ko na. I would like Apple at 99.96. Right now, that it's continuously dropping and dropping. This gap would be filled, pero ultimately, ang gusto kong makita to start selling is this area, 151.92. That's a pivot na nag-create ng new low, although maybe not new low. I would love for this to make the new low first. Right now, it's trying to keep buying section dito. So it's trying to prove this buying section true. That's the support. It's a nice time to buy Apple right now. If you want a short-term trade, it's a nice time. Or buy here and then average down as I mentioned earlier. Ano tong green line na to? Huh? Forgot to agree. Oh, okay. This was a previous uptrend na tinitignan ko. So that was a previous uptrend na tinitignan ko. Trend is nice. So kapag tinignan nyo to, this is an uptrend and it's keeping this uptrend. This is the first time it tested this uptrend. So potentially we are looking at a reversal. Pero that just means for me na if this area buying does not hold, I'm looking to buy inside below 127.12. Amazon. After split, masaya tong Amazon nalagyan kasi it's more affordable and we know Amazon is too big to fail at this point. Just we have to know kung kailan maganda mamili. Right now, Amazon is actually sitting on support. This area has been proven as a support, as you can see. I would say this area is the lower section support. Again, personal idea. I'm not saying na hintayin nyo yung Amazon na mag-drop dyan and then keep on buying and then 100% go. Kasi we can only see what the market shows us. At this time na nangyayari ang drops na to, I would consider selling above this area. Right here, nasa weekly time frame tayo. So I'll go sa daily time frame. Alright, sa daily time frame nandito tayo. I would consider selling Amazon or shorting Amazon just below that. $100, 100.74. So if I'm buying, this is the first target that I'm looking at. 100.74. Or just below that, $100. So if I'm buying Amazon at $90 each, I'm looking to sell Amazon at $100. Netflix, as I mentioned dun sa friend ko, is a dark horse play, pero looks like it's holding. It's gonna try and fill this gap. This is a gap. It's gonna try and fill that. Okay, the first support na nakikita ko is another gap. Itong area na to. So we can start buying dito, $250 for Netflix. And then go up and up. First target would be 331. So 331 or 320, let's say na ganun na lang. Ang problema kasi sa stock market, sa US stock market, it only trades between 9:30 a.m. or if extended hours, I believe it's 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it ends at 4 p.m. And then extended hours is, I believe, up to 6 p.m. So personally, ang gusto ko sa stock market na ginagawa, instead of thinking about those hours, kasi ang Forex and futures market, it trades 23 to 24 hours. Sa stock, I would prefer to just swing trade stocks instead of intraday trading stocks. So ngayon, ang gugustuhin ko, Netflix to buy below $250, sell it before $320. Kasi most likely, mangyayari ang trade na to overnight. So possibly it can cause a gap again. That's just me. And then last would be Google. Nabaliktad ko hindi. Kala ko nabaliktad ko yung Google tsaka yung Netflix in order. So Google has been dropping as well. We're gonna look at the weekly time frame. We're actually in a support area and it's trying to hold the support area. Next support area is this. So it's overlapping, which is nice. Ibig sabihin lang yan, mas maraming confluences of buying, mas maraming buying na mangyayari dito. So we can also be a buyer here. Personally, I would look at $80. Anything above $80 is in a sense expensive para sa akin kasi masyado malapit ang selling area nito. Selling area is $97. Actually, it's not that bad. So at the moment, I can load up here and then try to sell it at $97 or just hold it. Kasi ang sabi ko nga, if the market reverses, what it's gonna do is make a new high. Sa stock market, pagdating sa stock market, that's what I'm thinking. And the reason behind that is S&P 500. They're crying about a bear cycle, right? They're saying the bull run is done. The bull run is definitely not done. Masyado pa maraming areas na pagdadaanan as buying area ang markets before the bull run is done. There's just a bear cycle as part of a correction at the moment. We're looking at it as that. Pero again, we're just looking at the data that's presented to us. So I hope this helps at this time. If you want to contact coaches, pagdating sa pricing, pagdating sa inquiry about the program, I'll put the links, I'll put the contacts and links below. All right.